Hello, welcome to Notts Today, this sunny Monday. I hope you're having a good day. First on the show tonight, we're going to head to the Beeston Salon, giving back to people in need. It's supporting them to start their own business.
Within this salon industry, you meet a lot of different people. Close friends, family members that have been impacted by lots of different things that include domestic violence. I decided that I wanted to help somebody.
We'll have more on that shortly, and we'll be talking about why there's still ongoing problems affecting the opening of the new Sherwood Library. The twice delayed facility was initially due to open last summer. It's still got around 60 internal defects that need addressing. We'll hear what they are and also what campaigners think in just a moment. And we're going to be catching up with the East Midlands Airport bosses about new drop-off parking measures coming into effect this week. The barrierless drop-off zone opens on Thursday. It brings major changes for people taking their friends and families to the departure lounge. You'll find out everything you need to know in a short while. And we're also going to hear about the organisation trying to spread practical acts of kindness across a Notts town. Love Chilwell is aiming to spread joy across the town in the coming months, and they're going to be here to tell us all about it in just a bit. There's also a big sport roundup as well of mixed fortunes, as you'd expect. There's a league title win for Forest women and Wembley defeat for Forest men.
Oh, we are disappointed, sad, at the same time proud that our fans stayed till the end to give us the applause. I think with the boys, beside all the situations that happened in the game, the hard work was there, the commitment was there.
That flipping woodwork, eh? Anyway, we've got all that and loads more coming up just for you. First out, we're going to talk about those libraries. More specifically, why new figures have shown there's still about 60 defects affecting the opening of the new Sherwood Library. Nottingham City Council was due to open the new library last summer and then delayed it to around Christmas and then again until this summer. That's all while defects inside the building were put right. However, many of them still persist, leading to a local councillor petitioning to get the library open by mid-July. Well, here to talk us through it all is our local democracy reporter, Joe Locker. Joe, so yeah, what's happening then? What's the story so far?
Yeah, it's could write a trilogy, the amount of, the length of time this has been going on for. But so if you look back to 2017, so many years ago now, the original library that was here was deemed not fit for purpose, and there was a big consultation about what residents would like to see in this new library facility. And then sort of fast forward a little bit to 2020, the council made like a sweetheart deal, as some campaigners call it, with local developer Hockley Developments for an agreement that the library would be built at no capital cost to the council, and that a 125-year lease would be signed at a nominal rent. And out of this, the developer also got, as you can see there, a Sainsbury's local store, and there's a number of houses around the back as well. So it was a big development. Sainsbury's is open. Some of the houses are now, people are living in them, but the library is yet to open. So it was in 2023 when it was due to open, that sort of opening date was missed. That, as I found out at the time, was due to a contractor going bust, which caused a few delays. And then it was supposed to open last summer as well, but that was missed as well, when they found over 100 defects with the building itself. So before the council can commence a final fit out, the developers got to sort these defects, pretty much, in a nutshell. So,
and there's a petition going around, isn't there? So what's that about?
Yeah, so campaigner Des Conway says, there's been a bit of a tug of war between the developer and the council over who's responsible for fixing the problems with the building. And just yesterday, I think it was, Councillor Adele Williams, who represents the Sherwood ward, set up a petition calling on her own council, her own ruling Labour group, to open the library by July the 15th. So, she's basically saying any outstanding developer issues must be pursued by legal means to sort of force the developer to get them sorted, so the council can get in and fit out this library and get it open. So.
Right, okay then. So what does the council actually say?
Yeah, so the council says it's continuing to engage with Hockley developments. It says it's disappointing because I think it was around September last year, Councillor Sam Lux, who's the executive member covering areas such as the library, said all the defects have been solved. So this was issues with the living wall, issues with the doors, a leaking roof as well. But it turns out there's still 60 defects remaining. So it seems there's been a bit of miscommunication or something there. The council says it's disappointed that previous assurances haven't been met, and it's hopefully looking to open it as soon as possible.
Right, okay. And obviously the people actually building it, the developers, what are they saying?
Yeah, so they're saying they handed over Sainsbury's and the houses in December 2023 along with the library. Sainsbury's is open and that seems to be doing fine. The houses, people are living in them. But these issues with the library building persist. So it says it's continuing to have dialogue with the council and assist. It seems there's at least effort from the developer to get these issues sorted. It just depends how long and how long it's going to go on for. But now, as I say, Councillor Adele Williams is saying, look, get this open before July 15th, on or before, and give local people the library that they've been waiting for since 2017. So,
do we know if there's going to be an overdue fee?
Well, who knows? It's going to be a significant one, if so.
It is. It's going to be more than 25p a day, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Right, let's see what else is happening in Notts today. And we're going to go to the beauty salon in Beeston. It's been giving people a second chance in life, all by offering free training. This is because Sarah Clay, who runs the Lash Lounge on Queen's Road, says that she saw friends and family members as well struggling to get work. Now, that was either because of personal issues they had, or even sometimes because of criminal convictions. So what she decided to do was give away beautician training courses to people from disadvantaged backgrounds. She has already supported one person who said her life has flourished after receiving the support, and actually she wants to go on and do pretty much a similar thing. Grace Oakley reports.
Sarah Clay believes if someone has a problem preventing them from getting employment, then they always deserve a second chance. This is the second year in a row she's invited applications from local women who are struggling. One of them will get a training course in brows and lashes, completely free of charge. The course is worth more than £2,000. The hope is it gives them skills that can either help them set up their own business or get a job and so a fresh start.
I decided that I wanted to help somebody, and being within this salon industry, you meet a lot of different people. Close friends, family members that have been impacted by lots of different things that include domestic violence, sexual assault, some that have ended up in prisons. Handed over, I set them up with all these courses. It's all one-to-one with me. They're all one-day courses, and they will leave and finish with an ABT accredited course that's insurable, and we'll set them up with a business.
Jess, who doesn't want to be fully identified on camera, is a single mum in her 20s. She was accepted onto the scheme last year, and she told me how she lost her job after being given a suspended sentence for drug offences.
Everyone has a story to tell. There's so many layers upon layers as to why people get themselves in certain situations, but no one's understanding enough to listen, but Sarah was. I am now self-employed, working for myself flexibly. I can be a mum without struggling. I'm more confident. Down the line, I want to have my own salon where I can also help other women. It's changed my life, essentially, massively.
I would definitely say that has been the most rewarding moment for me. It's made such a positive impact on all of us, because it's humbled us that you can come from something so horrendous and something where you think nothing's ever going to be good again, that she's got her own business.
Yeah. And Sarah hopes that she can continue changing lives with the project for years to come. Grace Oakley for Notts TV.
Brilliant, what a great story. Right, let's have a look at other Notts Today news now. And a woman's been arrested after a man was stabbed in Nottingham. Officers were called to Grassington Road in Beechdale in the early hours of Saturday morning after a 27-year-old man suffered 2 stab wounds to his leg. He was taken to hospital for treatment while police cordoned off the street. Nottinghamshire Police said that anybody who can help the ongoing investigation can get in touch with them by calling 101. And a man's been jailed for life after killing a gentle giant inside his Clifton home. Jonathan Dittier was killed in his flat in Clifton last September by his then friend Kane Lonsdale, who calmly called the police afterwards to report the murder. Police arrived at the scene moments later. That's where they found Lonsdale waiting at the front door, where he was covered in blood. The 34-year-old of Lerwick Close in Nottingham pleaded guilty to murder in February and was jailed for at least 15 months in Nottingham Crown Court on Friday. Police have also launched a CCTV appeal for an e-scooter that was stolen from a Nottingham supermarket. Nottinghamshire Police say the £450 electric scooter was taken from the Tesco Express, that's the one in the city's Lace Market, back on January the 6th. Officers have conducted numerous inquiries to find out where it went, but they still haven't identified the man in the CCTV image that you can see on your screen now. They do say if you've got any information or you recognise the man, you can call Notts Police on 101. Now, just in time for the sunshine, you should see what Wednesday is going to bring. We're going to have the weather, but it's going to be a scorcher. It gets you in the mood for holidays, doesn't it? And East Midlands Airport this week have got a new drop-off that is opening, that is coming into effect. It means getting rid of the barriers and it's doing the number plate recognition thing. It's all going to be very quick. So we're going to have someone from the airport here to tell us all about it. We'll also reflect on a brilliant weekend for Forest women, not so good weekend for Forest men, as well as pies and stags next. Hello, welcome back to Monday's show. I'm Al, thanks for being here. This is what's happening in Notts today. Extensive surveys are being carried out by contractors to identify the full scale of fire safety problems at an historic city business centre. Nottingham City Council said it's not in a position yet to work out a way forward for businesses in the Marcus Garvey Centre and the Lenton Business Centre who were forced to leave the site due to the ongoing problems. The comment comes as businesses inside the building told the BBC they're spending thousands getting back up and running after leaving the site in February. Motorists travelling on the M1 this weekend were affected by long delays after a lorry fire. National Highways said the road was closed between junctions 28 and 29, which are both accessible from Mansfield, after the lorry fire about 6 o'clock on Saturday. Firefighters from Chesterfield, Ashfield and Clay Cross stations attended the fire. The blaze was out by 20 to 7 and the driver was unharmed, but 2 lanes remained shut while the lorry was recovered that afternoon. Right, time for our next guest now. With all this warm weather coming in, you might be getting that holiday feeling. This week, just for you, East Midlands Airport is making it a little bit easier as well to get away with the new rapid drop-off system. The barriers are gone. The new cashless service is hoping to streamline the process. There's ANPR cameras now, and that will automatically log cars, which in turn means reducing congestion and charges. Here is Customer and Planning Director Mike Grimes. Well, it's an exciting week, isn't it? So, how long's this been in the planning then?
Yeah, so we've been planning this for a good while now, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It's really exciting and it just makes the start of the customer journey, that drop-off piece, which has historically been somewhere where we have seen queues and have seen some delays. It's going to make it so much quicker, so much easier. Great start to the airport experience, really.
So before we get about the barriers and the charges and that, I mean, what's changed in terms of size, in terms of getting more cars in?
Yeah, so we've done a complete revamp of that area right in front of the terminal building, so we've been able to get much smarter, much better look. We've removed all the barriers, removed all the curbs, so it's easier for the customers when they're arriving, get their luggage out, you know, all that baggage that comes with it when you're going on holiday. So the whole layout has been changed, and of course the barrierless piece just is the icing on the cake really for us, which makes it so much easier. So
that's obviously, without having to wait for your ticket and the barrier to go up, it's going to save a lot of time, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And rapid drop-off is what we call it, and that's exactly what we want it to be, really.
Yeah.
So the barriers are gone. They're going to be going Wednesday night into Thursday. So for those customers arriving at the airport Thursday morning, they're going to be the first ones travelling through a barrierless forecourt. The barriers are gone. The cameras are all going to be switched on. They recognise the number plates of the vehicles going through, and then it's a bit like the toll roads and the bridges that we're all used to seeing nowadays, that you have until the following night at midnight to be able to pay your charge. And easy as that really. And for any customers that are regular visitors or businesses that are taxi drivers that are dropping off, there's a sort of prepay, so you can set up an account and it does it all for you really.
Right, okay. So what are the charges then in terms of, is there any time free there, or how long do you have, or that sort of
So
stuff?
so it's £5 for 15 minutes, which is plenty of time. Just it's that to get to the airport, drop off, and then let your lift depart. So there's 15 minutes there for £5, and then the charges start to ramp up after that. As a time, 30 minutes is the maximum we want people to be in there if they need to spend that long. For any customers who don't want to use our rapid drop-off, we do provide a free service in one of our mid-stay car parks, which is just a 10-minute walk or a really short bus ride from the terminal. So if you want to get into the check-in hall and see your loved ones or your family off, wave them goodbye, you can do that too. So there is a free service a little bit further afield behind the airport building. So yeah, easy for everybody.
So the advice to help people turning up then in terms of the payment, I only say this because the amount of ULEZ things that I've had is like, so it's kind of, so you check, can you pay before you go?
Yeah, you can pay before you go. You can set up an online account. If you just go to our website and look at pay.East Midlands Airport, you'll find all the information you need there. You can set up a pre-account, you can pay on the day, and as I say, you've got until 12 o'clock midnight the following night to be able to make your payment if you don't pay before you arrive. So super simple. There's also a phone number if you'd prefer to give us a call and pay that way. So we've made it as simple as you can. And really, as you drive into the rapid drop-off now, you can't miss the signs. There are signs absolutely everywhere. So everybody's going to not be able to miss it. And as you leave the exit, we've got more signs, more signs, more signs. So everybody can't drive into the rapid drop-off without seeing those signs and giving you those options and ways to pay. So super easy.
That is the difference of the ULEZ thing. The thing I've had with Birmingham, where it's like, well, I didn't know I was in the area, and like, there was a sign.
You'll really know you're in the area. You can't miss it.
And you're driving to it specifically.
Absolutely.
So this is all just part of everything that's talking. We're talking about the security and how that's developed as well in recent. It's a big year, obviously a celebration year for your birthday.
It's a huge year for us. It's our 60th birthday, so that's a huge celebration in itself, and we've been having some wonderful activities throughout the terminal, just celebrating those 60 years. And this forms part of our wider £120 million investment, which is really, there's been no stone unturned. So we've seen improvements, as you mentioned there, through our security hall, so state-of-the-art security, brand new extensions to the hall, so for the customers there really will be very little queuing, if any at all. You'll be able to get through that security journey super fast, super easy. So that's the first big investment that we've made. But then as you get into the departure lounge, we've invested in retail, bars. Our new escape lounge is opened a couple of months ago. We've got a really nice wine bar tapas concept, Olympic, which is a really nice area overlooking the tarmac, so you can see your aircraft come in whilst you're having a nice Prosecco or a nice local gin. And then we've also done a lot of feedback. We've been listening to our customers and always listen to our customers. So we've done a huge refurbishment of our washroom facilities. We've added accessible toilets, multi-faith rooms in our airside area. So East Midlands is really put the customer first, and we've really listened to that feedback, and it's going to be a fantastic experience for those people going on the holidays this summer. We can't wait to see them all.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Well, thank you again for coming in and telling. So we're saying it's like great to just have good news to come and chat about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mike. Right, time for sports now. We're going to start with a mixed week. I wanted to keep it great news, but obviously it can't all be, can it? So we'll talk with Forest. We'll focus firstly on the men, get that out of the way. They took on Man City at Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final, their first in 34 years. While the Reds hit the woodwork 3 times, early goals in both halves for Pep Guardiola's side brought a brilliant Forest Cup run to an end. But speaking after the game, head coach Nuno Espirito Santo said it was a memorable day out at Wembley and one that fans should cherish for a long time.
Oh, we are disappointed, sad, at the same time proud that our fans stayed till the end to give us the applause. I think with the boys, beside all the situations that happened in the game, the hard work was there, the commitment was there, the desire to proceed and go through was there. But I think after today and this evening is going to be tough on us, but when we wake up tomorrow we know that we have big things to fight for. Even though we were unable to control City, which is hard, and create clear chances to score. But I'm very positive that these fine margins are going to adjust them, and Thursday we're going to do it.
For the women, it was a more successful Sunday. A 7-2 win over West Brom sealed an undefeated league title victory. Carly Davies' side saw off the Baggies at the City Ground to seal an invincible title win and, of course, promotion to the Championship for a memorable season for the Reds. It also saw them pick up the National League Cup last month. We'll have all the action to the league title win in tomorrow's show. In Mansfield, the Stags have secured their place in League One next year after results elsewhere meant they can't be caught by the teams below them. I said, though, on the pitch, it was probably another weekend to forget for Nigel Clough's team. They were comfortably beaten 4-0 by champions Birmingham at St Andrews. Speaking afterwards, first-team coach Andy Garner said he could see the gulf in class between the two sides.
If you want to be really critical, when you have a look, these are quality players and a lot better than us today. So, yeah, you learn from that, obviously. But there's still the joy to play here today, no matter whatever the score was. Delighted that they won, and I'm delighted that we're staying up. It's a massive achievement for us. The relief is so unbelievable. Off the players, off the staff, off everybody. It's been difficult. This has been the hardest time of my career and the gaffer's career as well. It's been really, really hard. And we've all suffered because there's been a lot of moaning, a lot of falling out, staff. What stays in the office, it stays in the office. But, it's been hard trying to find a way.
In League Two, Notts County can still get automatic promotion if the results go the way this weekend. Harrogate 3-1 was the last result on Saturday, and that guaranteed them playoff place. But they know a win over already promoted Doncaster, as well as defeats for Walsall and Wimbledon, will see them get their spot with Mansfield in next year's League One. Speaking after the Harrogate win, head coach Stuart Maynard said it was a comprehensive and important victory.
A little bit sloppy, probably a little bit nervy. Obviously, we knew that this was a big game for us and a big 3 points. But once we got in at half-time, calmed them down, and we come out in the second half, the lads were absolutely outstanding, and some of the goals we scored were brilliant. No, I didn't expect it this time last week. And look, we've just got to go one game, like I said in my presser before, and it is boring, and I keep saying the same things, but it's the truth. We've ticked 3 points off here, which we knew was a massive 3 points. It cements us in the playoffs, which is a great achievement for the squad with all the adversity that we've had to come through this year with injuries and stuff. So now, look, we've got one more game and we go fight and we'll see what happens.
In netball, Forest have picked up their first away win of the season. They beat Leeds Rhinos in the Super League. Chelsea Pittman's side went to West Yorkshire to avoid 3 successive defeats and did so with a 74-60 point win. That leaves them in 5th place, ahead of a home game with London Pulse at the Motorpoint on Sunday. Right, a summary picture of the day in the Time, and this beautiful picture was taken by Lawn Master Notts. Look at this for your weather then. So we've had highs of 21 today, dropping to just quite a warm 10 overnight, and then tomorrow sunshine, highs of 23 degrees. It's beautiful. Oh, you think that's good? Wait until Wednesday. It's a beauty. Highs of 26 degrees. Oh yeah, don't forget that sun cream in your hat, Now, if it's that lovely, you might be tempted to go out. So I'll tell you what you can get up to tonight in your Notts On guide. It's on the way next. Hello, welcome back to Notts Today. I'm Al. Thank you for being here. I hope you've been enjoying the sunshine today. Shall we see what's going on in our county? Go on then. Now, Nottingham's delayed new £25 million diagnostics centre can only come forward if a licence is agreed with the new Broadmarsh landowners. The facility will be built on part of the old Broadmarsh site, and it will be run by Nottingham University Hospitals. Work was due to start ahead of opening this year. The project was pushed back until 2026 instead, and now NUH says the formal processes are progressing as it negotiates the licence with Homes England, which purchased the full Broadmarsh site from the City Council last month. I think that was where the Wimpy was. Now, details have been confirmed for the return of Notts Pride this summer. The annual event celebrates everybody and everything connected to the LGBTQ plus community. It took over various parts of Nottingham last summer and it paraded right across the city's streets. It's just getting bigger and better every year. Now the organisers say it's going to return with more than 10,000 attendees and also a jam-packed lineup of entertainment. And here's a date for your diaries. It's going to be on Saturday, July the 26th. The main stage is also going to return to Sneinton Market again. Now, the sun is shining, and if you fancy a nice evening out, should we see what you can get up to tonight with your What's On guide? If you fancy some laughs, we've got Disability Comedy Night at the Old Cold Store. The event looks to raise the profile of disabled comedians and it provides a safe and supportive space for everyone. It all starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are just £2 for that as well. Or if you're feeling a bit creative, Nottingham Contemporary is hosting its LGBTQ plus craft night. So if you're a budding artist or you just fancy dabbling and getting creative, it's all for you. It's giving you all the craft support you need. It's just started actually, but it is free to attend. It'll be going on into the evening, so wait till the end of the show and then go down there. Or it's Monday, isn't it? So it's the Horn in the Hand hosting its weekday pub quiz as well. It's £2 entry and that can get you £50 cash jackpot. That starts at 7:30. Whatever you do tonight, even if you're just outside, enjoy it. It's lovely. Right. Let's have another look at the chat from earlier on. We were talking libraries, more specifically, we're talking about the figures that have shown there's still about 60 defects affecting the opening of the new Sherwood Library. Nottingham City Council was due to open the library last summer and then delayed it to around Christmas and then again until this summer. And that's all why defects inside the building were put right. Many of them are still there though, and that's led to a local councillor setting up a petition to get the library open by mid-July. Local democracy reporter Joe Locker was here earlier to tell us all about it. Joe, so yeah, what's happening then? What's the story so far?
Yeah, it's could write a trilogy, the amount of, the length of time this has been going on for. But so if you look back to 2017, so many years ago now, the original library that was here was deemed not fit for purpose, and there was a big consultation about what residents would like to see in this new library facility. And then sort of fast forward a little bit to 2020, the council made like a sweetheart deal, as some campaigners call it, with local developer Hockley Developments for an agreement that the library would be built at no capital cost to the council and that a 125-year lease would be signed at a nominal rent. And out of this, the developer also got, as you can see there, a Sainsbury's local store, and there's a number of houses around the back as well. So it was a big development. Sainsbury's is open. Some of the houses are now, people are living in them, but the library is yet to open. So it was in 2023 when it was due to open, that sort of opening date was missed. That, as I found out at the time, was due to a contractor going bust, which caused a few delays. And then it was supposed to open last summer as well, but that was missed as well, when they found over 100 defects with the building itself. So before the council can commence a final fit out, the developers got to sort these defects, pretty much, in a nutshell. So.
And there's a petition going around, isn't there? So what's that about?
Yeah, so campaigner Des Conway says, there's been a bit of a tug of war between the developer and the council over who's responsible for fixing the problems with the building. And just yesterday, I think it was, Councillor Adele Williams, who represents the Sherwood ward, set up a petition calling on her own council, her own ruling Labour group, to open the library by July the 15th. So, she's basically saying any outstanding developer issues must be pursued by legal means to sort of force the developer to get them sorted, so the council can get in and fit out this library and get it open. So.
Right, okay then. So what does the council actually say?
Yeah, so the council says it's continuing to engage with Hockley Developments. It says it's disappointing because I think it was around September last year, Councillor Sam Lux, who's the executive member covering areas such as the library, said all the defects have been solved. So this was issues with the living wall, issues with the doors, a leaking roof as well. But it turns out there's still 60 defects remaining, so it seems there's been a bit of miscommunication or something there. The council says it's disappointed that previous assurances haven't been met, and it's hopefully looking to open it as soon as possible.
Right, okay. And obviously the people actually building it, the developers, what are they saying?
Yeah, so they're saying they handed over Sainsbury's and the houses in December 2023 along with the library. Sainsbury's is open and that seems to be doing fine. The houses, people are living in them. But these issues with the library building persist. So it says it's continuing to have dialogue with the council and assist. So, it seems there's at least effort from the developer to get these issues sorted. It just depends how long and how long it's going to go on for. But now, as I say, Councillor Adele Williams is saying, look, get this open before July 15th, on or before, and give local people the library that they've been waiting for since, 2017. So,
do we know if there's going to be an overdue fee?
Well, who knows? It's going to be a significant one if so.
It is. It's going to be more than 25p a day, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Right, let's move on now, and we're going to go to a beauty salon in Beeston. It's been giving people a second chance in life, or by offering out free training. Sarah Clay runs the Lash Lounge on Queen's Road, and she says she saw friends and family members who were struggling to get work. Now, that was either because of personal issues, or sometimes it was because of criminal convictions. So what she did, she decided to give away beautician training to people from disadvantaged backgrounds. She's already supported one person who said her life has flourished after receiving the support and actually wants to go and do a similar thing. Grace Oakley reports.
Sarah Clay believes if someone has a problem preventing them from getting employment, then they always deserve a second chance. This is the second year in a row she's invited applications from local women who are struggling. One of them will get a training course in brows and lashes, completely free of charge. The course is worth more than £2,000. The hope is it gives them skills that can either help them set up their own business or get a job and so a fresh start.
I decided that I wanted to help somebody, and being within this salon industry, you meet a lot of different people. Close friends, family members that have been impacted by lots of different things that include domestic violence, sexual assault, some that have ended up in prisons. I set them up with all these courses. It's all one-to-one with me. They're all one-day courses, and they will leave and finish with an ABT accredited course that's insurable, and we'll set them up with a business.
Jess, who doesn't want to be fully identified on camera, is a single mum in her 20s. She was accepted onto the scheme last year, and she told me how she lost her job after being given a suspended sentence for drug offences.
Everyone has a story to tell. There's so many layers upon layers as to why people get themselves in certain situations, but no one's understanding enough to listen, but Sarah was. I am now self-employed, working for myself flexibly. I can be a mum without struggling. I'm more confident. Down the line, I want to have my own salon where I can also help other women. It's changed my life, essentially, massively.
I would definitely say that has been the most rewarding moment for me. It's made such a positive impact on all of us, because it's humbled us that you can come from something so horrendous and something where you think nothing's ever going to be good again, that she's got her own business. Yeah.
And Sarah hopes that she can continue changing lives with the project for years to come. Grace Oakley for Notts TV.
Good, what a brilliant person. Right, in other Notts news now, 2 people have appeared in court following a robbery at a pub car park. The victim was a man in his 20s, and he was reportedly threatened by 2 other men outside a pub on Nottingham Road in Giltbrook. That was about 10:15 in the evening of April the 11th. A watch and a baseball cap were taken from him before the offenders left the scene in a car. Now, 20-year-old Leo Newbury of Brora Road and 18-year-old Zane Regan of Rosegarth Walk have both appeared in Nottingham Magistrates Court charged with robbery, and they'll appear in Crown Court next May. And 3 people were arrested after being tracked through darkness by a police drone. Officers were called to Meadow Park in Eastleek just after midnight on April the 19th after a group of young people were reportedly in possession of a knife. A drone was deployed to search for them, and after running from the scene, they were then followed to the back garden of a house and detained. 3 17-year-old boys were arrested on suspicion of a fray and possessing a weapon, and a large knife was recovered. And staying in Eastleek, police officers helped to save a man's life after he suffered a severe cut to his arm. Officers were called to an address in the village just before midnight on Friday, April the 11th. They found a 20-year-old man collapsed on the floor with a badly lacerated arm after he'd smashed a window. They helped to pack the wound and check over him, and then made sure he hadn't sustained other injuries and waited for medical help. Paramedics said without the police intervention, that incident could have been fatal. Right, still to come up on the show, we are going to be celebrating all things Chilwell. We're going to be meeting the organisation, looking at bringing positivity and joy to Chilwell this summer. They did it at Christmas, they're going to do it again in June. Also, going to have another look at Notts TV debate ahead of the local elections, which take place on Thursday. Hello, welcome back to Sunny Monday show. I'm Al Booth. Thank you for being here. You could be outside in the sunshine, so I appreciate that. This is what's happening in Notts today. A fleet of smaller self-operating bin lorries will be bought by Notts Council. Mansfield District Council is due to approve buying the 6 new food waste collection vehicles at a meeting this week. The spending will cost the authority nearly £560 million. The lorries are about 4 times smaller than regular refuse trucks, which means they can navigate tighter residential streets. The council says they're not expensive to run and they use less fuel, and they can be operated by a smaller team. And a developer is appealing a council's decision to block its plans for dozens of flats at Beeston Marina. Broxtowe Borough Council planners rejected plans for the 2- and 3-storey apartment block off Riverside Road in January over concerns about biodiversity, parking, traffic and privacy. Now though, developer Beeston Marina Limited has submitted an appeal to the government's planning inspector, and that's looking to get the decision overturned. The developer says it believes the project will be an acceptable and attractive building for the area. I was there on Saturday. My son wants to go fishing there. He's never fished a day in his life, but there you go. Now, let's move on, because today was the final day of organised strikes by healthcare assistants at Queen's Medical Centre and City Hospital. The strike action has been ongoing over the last month, with workers protesting a lack of back pay for some work. They say that goes back beyond the pandemic. NUH says it made an offer which it feels is acceptable, but today Lucy Marshall went down to the picket line to speak to those involved.
Well, the strike is important because we deserve good back pay for our hard time, especially during the COVID time. We work even harder than now under the pressure, and that was the hardest time ever, and I think we deserve good back pay for this period of time. Please, all of the HCA who work very hard, please stand up. We can get our fair pay when we will stand up together, and when we will be very strong. Solidarity is the most important thing to get what we really deserve.
Now, when asked about the impact of the strike to services, NUH Chief Nurse Tracy Pilcher said, "During the strike action, the safety of our patients and staff has remained our top priority. Healthcare support workers are a vital and valuable group of colleagues. Our hospitals could not run without their skill and dedication to patients." Right, let's move on now for our final great guest, who is helping lead a project that sees to spread joy and a bit of community spirit in part of Notts. Love Chilwell has been led by the Christ Church and local venue The Garage. It looks to spread kindness through practical acts, from litter picking to coffee mornings. Now the project is gearing up for their Community Action Day, which will see various clean-up and creative crafts all across Chilwell, from home DIY to building an outdoor learning space. So here to tell us how you can get involved is project overseer Claire Tufnell. Claire, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Al.
Right, so this is such a happy thing, isn't it? And this is all off the back of things that happen at Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's right. So Love Chilwell is really just an overflow of everything we do as part of our church sort of family within Chilwell. We have a strap line that is one family following Jesus, growing community. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to be in our community, for our community, alongside our community. And so at Christmas, there was an idea to just go out and bless people in nursing homes and care homes in Chilwell. And so we set a target to get 300 gifts to go and give to 3 or 4 different care homes. And as it was, we were just blown away by people's kindness and generosity. And we had over 400 gifts to take to care homes. And it was such a privilege to go into those homes and to give the presents. And people there were just astounded. It wasn't so much the lovely gifts, but it was that they felt cared for and seen and heard. So this is the next step, this next stage really, thinking about this spring campaign and how we can continue to bless our community.
So tell us about it then. How are you going to, because there's lots going on, isn't there?
Yeah, well there's certainly, we certainly can see there's a lot of need, and we love bringing people together. So at the moment we've got 5 different projects that we're seeking to just get sort of finalised. So we've got a big sort of clean up community project, a bit like a litter pick through an area, just to improve that outdoor space and care for the environment, sort of a recreational space for the community. 2 primary schools have approached us to improve their outdoor learning space. Education isn't just in the classroom, as we know, it's outside, and well-being is so important.
Yeah. What is an outdoor learning space?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
Well, so a couple of primary schools have got some big kind of playing fields, and in the corner of those areas, some areas have been sort of sectioned, cordoned off to be a space where people can explore the environment, can learn through being outside, and
like the forest school sort of
like
idea,
a forest school,
and
that's right.
Wildflower and
that's
stuff.
right, yeah. And I think with increasing numbers of pupils that are neurodiverse and just for overall well-being, to get these particular areas up to scratch to help people learn in different ways would be such a blessing to those schools.
Yeah.
And funding is obviously tight, so having some green-fingered people to do that would be fab. And then a couple of single parents who've just had particular struggles. We just want to help them with some DIY projects and restore their garden areas, just make a difference. Yeah. You know, small acts of kindness, I think, can go a long way.
Make a big
when
difference.
You do them together.
Yeah.
That would be even more effective. And at the end of this day, after this hard work, whether people can give a few hours or 5 or 6 hours, we want to gather everyone back to our church and have a big celebration, a party really, and share stories so that people feel connected, people feel like they've been part of something bigger than themselves, and really inspire that hope together.
Just as, like you say, it's that community thing, isn't it?
Community
it's everyone coming
together.
so close together.
Yeah.
So you're looking for volunteers, you're looking for people to offer skills and time, I guess.
Yeah, so if people want to volunteer, they can head to our website, lovechilwell.co.uk. We're really interested in businesses maybe partnering as well for particular equipment, things that we might need for DIY projects or for the gardening aspects, and even offering donations to help sort of support the day and put back into that community, really.
And then I guess this is an ongoing thing. Obviously, you had Christmas, and this is the spring-summer one, but it's obviously doesn't end there.
It definitely is something that we want to continue. We've been so encouraged by going into the garage Sunday markets. We've got a stall there throughout May, actually, where people can come and check us out and chat and see how they can be involved. And the family, the Barton family that run that, just have these lovely shared values with us, and we're just seeking together to spread joy and share hope together.
Fantastic. How can people get involved? I know you say come along to the garage.
Yeah.
Is there a website as well?
Yep. So if they go to lovechilwell.co.uk, you should find everything you need and a button to sign up and just express interest at this stage, so that we can get in touch.
And look out for your flyers as well.
Yep, do look out for the flyers.
There you go.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Look, you can scan there if you see a flyer as well. There you go. All very modern. Right, let's stay with Beeston and Chilwell, and it's your last chance this week to catch the most recent episode of the Notts TV debate. That's before Francis Finn returns with another panel of great local guests for May. On this month's show, Fran and the panel discussed planned reforms to local government here in Notts. They also touched on this Thursday's upcoming county council election. In the debate, they asked whether Beeston is part of Nottingham or not, and whether reforms should mean parts of Broxtowe are included in an expanded city.
Is Beeston a part of Nottingham? I'm asking because there's a debate over where the boundary lines of the two councils that will exist in Nottinghamshire will be. Should it be North and South Nottinghamshire, two councils, or Greater Nottingham, which is Beeston, Gedling, Rushcliffe, and Nottinghamshire County? Is Beeston in Nottingham? I'm asking you again because you live there.
I love Beeston, and yes, I would like it to be part of Nottingham.
So Nottingham, not Nottinghamshire
Nope.
South?
And not Greater Nottingham or none of that. Nottingham.
Why?
Oh, why? This is a very good... Because, again, I love Nottingham.
Yeah.
I think it's... Yeah, no, it's not South Nottingham. That's a different place. No offence to people from South Nottingham, but yeah.
South
And I
Nottinghamshire.
also think, obviously I'm from at the University of Nottingham, and in terms of attracting students, I think generally students from Leeds, London are more likely to want to come if they think they're on a campus that's in Nottingham versus South Nottinghamshire.
What does matter is that I live in Gedling, and Gedling, Rushcliffe, Broxtowe, they have been run better financially, even though they're smaller organisations. But I use the facilities of Nottingham City a lot, and so does everybody else in Beeston, so do them in Rushcliffe, so do them in Broxtowe. So it's unfair that they're getting their income from their council tax in those boroughs and not paying for any of the city's facilities which everybody uses.
Mm-hmm.
Elections on Thursday, of course. Right, let's have a look at your picture of the day. It's beautiful. Lawn Master Notts sent that little pollen gatherer. Look at it, it's so cute. Right, your weather, it's beautiful today. It's been highs of 21, dropping to fairly warm, 10 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, it's going to be the same as today, but warmer, highs of 23 degrees. And then on Wednesday, it's a proper summertime temperature, highs of 26 degrees. So get your sun cream on, look after yourself, enjoy it. There you go. Right, thanks for being here today. I'll let you go now because you want to get out for a bit of evening sunshine, don't you? But I will be back tomorrow with more Notts Today. Remember, you can watch the debate. That might help you prepare for Thursday's local elections. If you're going out and you're yet undecided, we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 for more Notts Today. See you soon. Bye-bye.